Hi everyone, my name is Brienne. I'm going to present for you guys a brief functional analysis how-to. So for this presentation, I will go over a brief introduction of what the functional analysis is, and then describe in more detail what each condition will look like in order for you guys to understand how to run an FA yourselves. So, the functional analysis, or FA, is an experimental design that is used to determine the function of a behavior of concern or maladaptive behavior. It is a methodological approach to assessing the four functions of behavior by creating an environment in which the individual is exposed to each of these conditions, and we are then able to tease out which condition the behavior is happening in the most. So, as we all know, the functions for our behavior are attention, access, escape, and automatic or sensory. And the 5 conditions for the FA will be the play or control condition, attention condition, demand condition, escape condition, and alone conditions. Functional analyses are used by BCBAs routinely in order to determine functions of maladaptive behaviors. And determining the function of maladaptive behavior is essential to creating behavior intervention programs that will teach more socially acceptable behaviors to the client that will still serve that same function for them. So our guidelines for the FA are the following. We will have 5 sessions. Each session will be 15 minutes long. There will be 1 RBT and 1 client present for each session. And the RBT will collect baseline data on the frequency of the behavior of concern throughout each session. So the first condition that we will discuss is the play or control condition. During this condition, the client has free access to their most preferred items and activities for the entire duration of the session. There will be no task demands placed, and the RBT will remain in close proximity to the client, engage with the client when they are having appropriate behaviors, show interest in their toys, and things like that. The RBT will ignore the behavior of concern throughout the session unless it becomes too dangerous. In the attention condition, the client will again have free access to their preferred item throughout the session. There will again be no task demands placed. For this one, the RBT will state some sort of sentence indicating that their attention is unavailable for this session. So you will say something like, "I have to do some work, you can go play." And the RBT will then put themselves on the other side of the room and act like they are busy reading a book or working on their computer or something like that. When the behavior of concern does occur in this condition, the RBT will give attention in the form of a verbal reprimand of some sort. You can say things like, "Don't do that," or "Stop that." Again, the session will continue as long as the behavior does not become too dangerous for the client or the RBT. For the demand condition, the RBT will be seated with the client at a table for the entire duration of the session. Task demands will be placed continuously throughout the session using a 3-step process. The first step would be placing the demand or stating the SD. The second step would be a model prompt if we do not get the response. And the third step would be a hand over hand or physical prompt in order to get the response and complete the sequence. The RBT will give praise for the completion of the demand, regardless if prompts were used. And for this one, when the client engages in the behavior of concern, what we will do is temporarily remove the demand from the client and wait 30 seconds before representing the demand. So for this, you want to make sure that you make it obvious that you are removing the demand. So you may want to remove the materials off the table for this 30-second period, something like that. The alone condition, this one is pretty straightforward. The client will enter the room alone, and the RBT will observe through a window or two-way mirror. The room will not have any toys or other items that may be stimulating to the client. And the session will end at the 15-minute mark, or if the client is engaging in dangerous behaviors, then we would end it early. Same as the other sessions. And the last condition is your access or tangible condition. So the RBT and the client are in the treatment room, and the access of the client's most preferred toy or item is available for only the first 2 minutes of the session. The preferred item or activity is then removed and replaced by neutral or less preferred items. RBT attention remains available during this time. Preferred items are briefly returned to the client if behavior of concern occurs. So you will give a brief return of the preferred item for 30 seconds, no more than that, when you see the behavior of concern occurring. After 30 seconds, you again remove the preferred item and return back to just those neutral or less preferred items. And again, you will continue with the session for the whole 15 minutes as long as behaviors do not become dangerous. I hope that you found this brief presentation helpful, and I hope you can use it as a great guideline to conducting your own functional analysis. Thank you for watching.